Genetic mutator detected.
All right, all right, all right. Blitz World Series action coming at you here in the Pro Division. This is the semifinals, guys. This is the semifinals. So, if you want to pause your screen on this so you can see what's going on, but basically we got Qien and Kwos down here in the Final Four. So Kwos won his way into the Final Four. Qien's already here because he's the OCTO-KID, finished first place last month. So Qien now playing Kwos semifinals. So if Qien beats oh, that super dog going off. It's so important to get your dogs out first to secure that top side. So if Qien, the winner of this goes on to play Marco in the championship, the loser of this plays Luke in the third and fourth place game here. And so we have Say on this map all month long. It's really all about this higher ground here is absolutely OP. Getting up there, controlling the huts, battling it out. You know, we've seen Allied players obviously doing GI rushes, things like that. But even as the Soviet players, getting up there, securing the huts is so big. So Kwos was able to get a little bit of an upper hand there, securing 3 of the 4 huts. Very nice. Obviously, there's a lot of dog battles and stuff. Been a lot of talk with this map, the center structure just like kind of being a little too, it's one of those things where there's like the dogs, there's some like randomness involved, and you feel kind of, at the lower levels at least, you know, you feel kind of defeated if you lose the higher ground and stuff. So we have revised this map a little bit. So in Quick Match next month, guys, you will be seeing a different version of this map where we've kind of changed some things a bit. So keep in mind when you get there. So Kwos going heavy economy here, so super late. His first Rhino coming out. Qien already has 3 Rhinos out, but you see Kwos just going heavy, proactive sentry guns here to defend himself. So Qien just going to try to look for an opening here. As the sentry guns come up, he's going to need to adjust. He doesn't really have enough Rhinos to push through a sentry gun here. Qien now using an offensive paradrop, so a very aggressive opening here from Qien, having those early Rhino advantage. He wants to use his conscripts here and try to get some value out of it, but Kwos doing a pretty good job using his sentry guns, using a defensive paradrop now, and so Qien not able to get any offensive value out of that, though. Qien remains with a slight tank advantage here and a nice economy as well. So he's going to go up and evict that hut. Not much of a problem. There's only 1 conscript there, so it doesn't take much damage. Legend just in time for the barn burner. Yeah, it's going to be some bangers here today, I think. We got 3 games in a row. Some of the top players on this map so far this month, some of the players we all like to watch, so it should be a lot of fun. So Qien now securing that higher ground, gets in and evicts both huts. Now with a nice group of fodder as well in here. Let's see, so a radar out for Qien, so Qien's going to bring a Deso up, try to thin out Kwos's fodder and try to get a little bit of an advantage with that, using the Desos, playing off the higher ground. That's where you obviously get the advantage here. You know, for those of you guys kind of unfamiliar with the exact mechanics of the game, each cell that you go up in elevation does increase the range that you have. So that can become pretty devastating once you're on the 3rd, 4th ledge on this cliff. So Qien dives right in, grabs a War Factory for free here. Very nice unit control to hop over like that while his conscripts had him a little bit distracted. Now throwing those conscripts out in front, and Qien's way ahead here. This is going to be a very, very tough spot for Kwos, and that's why we call him the OCTO-KID. Desolator's out now for Kwos, trying to slow down. See if Kwos switches over to drones, or if he even, yep. Sometimes you switch over to drones, sometimes you just GG out. So Qien takes that one home pretty handily. It was a very, very strong opening. Very, very strong opening there from Qien. Came out Kwos playing a little bit more economy, and Qien's aggression there was just able to take it home. It's tough versus map like this. You kind of do have to spread yourself out a little bit, and once you get spread out like that, it makes it a little bit harder. You know, Qien was able to get in there and pick some targets, and you saw in that first push, even though Qien didn't get any technical offensive value, you know, in the ways you normally think, right? He didn't take any buildings, but he baited, what, 4 sentry guns from Kwos, so that throws off his build. It distracts him a little bit as well, and ultimately, though, Qien just was able to get way up on tanks and then execute perfect unit control here. So Qien 1 up on Kwos as we move over to Allied versus Allied. And a quick reminder here, guys, the Blitz Quick Match officially launches. We've been testing it the last couple days. In 3 hours on August 1st, the official ladder launches. You guys should come play. We're looking for players. You know, we want to get some newer players in the quick match right now. Right now, it can be kind of frustrating. Some of the newer players getting matched up with the pros, but the quick match system does rank you. It does match you up based on your points. So when you first get in there, you might be matching up against Qien, but once you lose some games, the system should recognize you. And then theoretically, if there's other new players online, it should prioritize those games. So we're looking for all skill levels. Blitz quick match. It's gonna be fun. Should be getting us some good games. You can queue up and get nice 1v1 games on the Blitz maps any time of the day or night. So be sure to check that out. All right, so again, we're going to see Qien super aggressive. And look at this opening from Kwos, 3 oils before his War Factory. And Qien with a massive tank advantage again. And now Kwos is in the pillbox business here. Seems to be a little bit late on the pillbox. I'd expect to see even a proactive one already in his base to fight off these tanks. Now, 2 pillboxes, wants to hold that paradrop. Paradrop can be the juicer on this map, especially for Allied. The double paradrop is huge. Yeah, Fish, you match Kwos the first game. Yeah, hopefully we do start. I want to get some like quick match clubs going in the different divisions. So like Division 5 quick match club, like Tuesdays at 4 p.m. everyone queues up, something like that. Because obviously, you know, that's what the whole idea is, to try to get players of all skill levels progressing. Quick match isn't just for Luke to GI rush noobs and get the most points. And there is going to be cash prizes each month, guys, and there will be cash prizes for pros and non-pros. So even if you're in 15th place, you might be first place out of the non-pro players. So anyway, join the Discord if you're looking for information. There's a YouTube video I posted yesterday that explains how to play online, how to get quick match going. So you can find that on the YouTube, and it'll be linked in the description on YouTube as well. All right, so Qien now has a couple GGI. Oh, the sniper IFVs, nice. Going to thin out the fodder here. Ooh, a little bit out of position. And again, look at, and that's why you call him the OCTO-KID. You're like, okay, you're looking at Kwos, you're like, Kwos isn't doing anything wrong. But then all of a sudden you're like, why is Qien so far ahead? Oh, Qien doesn't get the, oh, Kwos needs to repair that AFC. So Kwos able to save the AFC there. So that was Kwos' first chance to get a slight leg up here. So Kwos wins the AFC battle. Kwos is behind on the land battle right now, and I think Qien knows that. He doesn't like that he lost the AFC battle. He could slowly start losing the tech race, so he's going to try to evict that hut and maybe try to get value out of his land army here, which he does seem to have a slight lead on. I thought he did a second ago. Yeah, he still does have a slight lead here. Yeah, Berg. Yeah, we'll get you in here, Berg. Next point. Yeah, get it pulled up. Join Duo in my Discord, and we'll get you in here next point. Yep, and so Kwos doing a good job managing these Eagles, and you do see Qien having to pull back to a slight defensive position here. And this isn't where Qien wants to be. You see Qien has a very aggressive build. He's right against the cliff edge. He wants to be attacking here, does not want to be on his heels. So if Kwos can turn things, he might find Qien a bit out of position. That's difficult to do against the OCTO-KID. So Qien now dropping a double paradrop defensively. He's got his snipers out still. Kwos has some Rockies involved. Qien not switching over to Rockies yet. So Kwos gets the battle lap. So Kwos is ahead on the tech race here. GI is now coming for Qien. I think he's going to march these GIs, try to get the snipers and the tanks behind him, start taking advantage of this ledge and harassing Kwos for putting so much of his base right in range. Kwos is a very scary build here. Needs to do something about these Rockies. I'd like to see some snipers, maybe a Navy SEAL from Kwos. That oil takes the War Factory as well. Very, very unfortunate. That's Kwos' only War Factory. Now the Navy SEAL out for Kwos. A little late to the party, though, as you see it cleaning up that War Factory hit was exactly what Qien needed. Very calculated, taking that oil, getting the splash damage. And the Eagles come in. So that's another nice hit from Kwos. Just adding a lot more issues to Kwos' table. Now, see Kwos trying to get aggressive here, and this is kind of the point in the game where Kwos, it's a tough spot to be in, and any player knows it regardless of your skill level. You hate to, that position in the game where you're like, hey, if I don't push, I lose. If I push, I'll probably lose. But you push anyway. I mean, you got to push, kind of. Like, I feel like Kwos has to push here. His position will only start radically falling behind here. In the mid game, you saw, you know, going into the mid game here without a War Factory, it put him out without the battle lab now. He did have a slight advantage there at one point in his tech race, but just behind on units, and ultimately it was that GI push from Qien. And that's what I wanted this map to play like, those sort of tactical pushes like that, where you take advantage of that, you know, you're the aggressor, you get a little advantage, you make something happen. So that was fun to see, but unfortunately at lower levels, it can be so difficult to counter that it just kind of swings things a little too much, I think, for the lower levels, but that's why in quick match we are going to adjust it. But at the higher level here, watching these guys kind of play this tug-of-war for the higher ground, very, very interesting. I really, really enjoy it. Now Prism Tank's up on the cliff, and that'll be a nice nail in the coffin. Kwos is getting himself back into this game. Another nice oil hit from Qien. And Qien, that's just really good blitz and map awareness from Qien. He's always looking for the oils that can chain react to take things out. It's really, really well played. Qien now with the Rockies about 5 minutes late. He didn't have Rockies anywhere in that opening, which was interesting because he's absolutely rich. Kwos gets over, tries to take the battle lab. Does force the cell in the battle lab, which will slow down Qien's naval push here. Qien now out with a naval yard. Ooh, not a lot of anti-air in this group. And that's a big hit for Kwos to get in there and take out that anti-air. These Rockies need to stay involved. Where are the Rockies going? So now Qien brings in his own Rockies to try to defend. That was a pretty good hit here. The problem is Kwos is so far behind on his tech tanks. One Mirage, no Prism tanks. Although Qien doesn't really have any tanks either. That's a pretty nice little bite that Kwos got there with those Rockies. I like that. So Qien 32k. Kwos is starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel. We have seen Qien snipe out at least 2 oils, maybe more. And I think Kwos, to keep an eye on Kwos' War Factory. Oh yeah, Kwos is building. Okay. And Qien, you know, if Qien was more of a human right now, he might be getting a little bit distracted by how many different options he has to try to end this game. You know, so aircraft carrier out now. So the paradrop from Kwos topside takes an oil. That's nice. Qien, I'm surprised Qien's micro with these Eagles is a little confusing to me. He's not going around the anti-air some of the ways that he could. That oil's gonna be a nice hit. Get a good chain reaction. Now the big thing here for Kwos is in a run out the clock situation. I think, you know, well, honestly, Kwos is kind of in this game. I'm surprised to see Qien. Qien's usually not the kind of player to let someone get back into a game like this. But Qien is actually, Kwos is actually in a pretty decent spot here. I was gonna say, at one point I was thinking, you know, Kwos can just try to run out the clock, try to win on points, which would be good for him because this was a very tough spot for him early on. But at this point, both these players probably hungry. I mean, Kwos is hungry for a comeback, and Qien's hungry to not let this one slip away from him. So the Rocky battle is gonna be huge here. The Rocky battle is huge, and Qien doesn't have any anti-air in this group. Qien does not have any anti-air in this group. Qien's army is going to get gobbled up here. The aircraft carrier not able to get, now using the aircraft carrier to try to slow down this army, and only a handful of, wow, and after all that, only a handful of Grizzlies made it through. Wow, and if Kwos would have just had a little bit more to bring a counterpunch, Kwos did pull ahead in that battle, as both players, I don't know, was there a total of 9 active troops on the field, right? We got like 4 Prism tanks and IFV. This is so weird. Qien now on 50k. Qien just not really playing on all 4 tabs the way you'd expect him to be. So now both players out in the water, kind of locking things up, slowing things down. Kwos has lost quite a few oils, and Qien hasn't really been building. Yeah. Yep, so paradrop topside, yes, this one will come down to time more than likely, I think. Another minute and a half here. Larry with the biddies. Thanks for the biddies, buddy. Yeah, so a little bit of slowdown in the action here. So this one is best of 5, and we are going to be switching over to best of 7 for the championship. Yeah, Kwos. I think Kwos is. I'm surprised to see this. And the Allied versus Soviet matchups on this map are so interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see here. But yeah, there's only a minute left in this game, so now it's about harvesting points here. Yeah, Qien looking just a little bit slow on the click today here. Not quite the not quite the decision making we normally expect to see from Qien, but it's tough, you know. And that's what, you know, it's difficult to appreciate too. At the top level, the best kind of player makes the other player make bad decisions. I mean, that's what this game is ultimately about. So when you see Qien making little mistakes, it's difficult to appreciate the things that Kwos is doing on such a high level. Like ultimately, Kwos, you know, one of the best players in the world, one of the best traditional players in the world, obviously one of the best blitz players in the world. And yeah, it does. It throws off a player like, you know, a player like Qien does play a little differently because of it. So the points settle on that one. So Qien does take it home. Yeah, in that case, Qien just had so much offensive advantage there. Sometimes you do see the defender killing so many units that they can get ahead on points, but ultimately Qien does take that one home. So we are going to switch over now, Allied versus Sov. So Kwos as the loser here, going to take Soviet. I do want to put a big asterisk next to Qien's win versus Woody. It's kind of unfair to Woody because it's like the only show match he's ever lost, and it's really unfair. It was the castle map, and so the castle map was like one of the maps where it's like, it was so weird. Like, you know, Woody doesn't play, he doesn't practice, right? Woody just comes in and wrecks people normally, and so, you know, Woody's like, sure, I'll show up, and da da da. And he shows up on that map, and Qien, that was Qien's first month, and Qien and Zhaz had played that map 10,000 times. And Woody comes stumbling in, and it's such a weird map. It's not even in QM. I really didn't, that map was just too weird, too campy. So anyway, I want a big asterisk next to that, and it sucks now because now Woody doesn't want to play Blitz anymore. I'm like, damn it. But anyway, I'd love to see Woody and Qien, Woody and Marco bang out on some of these more open maps where you can actually see more about micro and unit control and less about like the ability to play a map in a wacky way. So we are going to see a GI rush from Qien, bottom side here. We'll see how Kwos on flat ground. A bunker is probably the move. Yeah, so a bunker out now. He will get there in time. Bunker, one bunker and walls. Yep. So on flat ground, that's a great counter. Yep, the wall out. Yep, so on flat ground, that's the move. Keep in mind, guys, if the GIs can get up on a hill, they can actually shoot over the wall. So on flat ground, the GI rush is pretty easily countered, and that's why a lot of people in QM talking about the GI rush being OP. On a map like this, it can be because of the higher ground. It's so devastating against especially newer players without perfect micro to counter it. On flat level, though. On flat level, there's so many counters. So when some of these people are saying like the GI rush is beating them on levels where it's flat or levels where they're even higher elevation, that's just, you need to attend some classes at the Blitz University, which we are going to be ramping up. Blitz University how-to videos, Professor Legend, Professor Marco. GIs coming in now. They do get that War Factory, wow, in a split second before he gets it out. Let's see if Kwos was already building another War Factory. He was not. He was building an oil, so there will be a slight lull here in the tanks for Kwos. And that's just, I mean, in that position there, it's not GIs being OP, that's Qien being OP. To reroute those GIs, have perfect unit control, and grab that War Factory just in time. Split second like that was huge. Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah. He repairs the hut. He repaired the hut. Yes. That was sick. It didn't get that much done, but that was sick. That was a heads up. I like that. Both players pretty even economy here, but Kwos is going to be in trouble if he can't get some value out of this. Yeah, yeah, Kwos, the Soviet player here, it's so tough once the Allies get rolling to not get value early on. And yeah, no, I completely, this map specifically, I do agree that the GI rush is silly. But like I said, we've already fixed this map. We brought these cells in and stuff. I just didn't want to drop it, 9/10 through the tournament. But quick match next month, you guys will see the better version of this map. Offensive paradrop now from Qien top left. See how quickly Kwos can get a sentry gun up there if he's going to lose an oil. Snipers out now to counter the fodder. Qien way ahead here. Yeah, and so now Qien can march these GIs, snipers behind Grizzlies. Very, very tough position for Kwos. Kwos going to bring out a radar, but yeah, Kwos GG's. Qien takes it home. Kwos and Qien 3-0. So